What's up, guys? It's Frenzy. Welcome back to another Archer Attack guide kind of video. Somebody asked me in the comments of the last one if I preferred faster bows compared to slower bows. And I want to talk a little bit about bows in general, because the speed and the damage that they do isn't really what you should base what kind of bow you like on. It's a lot of it's personal preference, and I have preferences compared to mine. So let's talk about the two bows that I have here. I have a Ballista of Bogart, and I have the Twin Dill, whatever this type of style bow is. So there's Ballista, and then whatever this style bow is that I have that I'm using right now. And a lot of what I base what bow I choose is based on what it affects on your skills. Okay, so basically flat damage is what goes into your skills. Like if I were to remove, let's say, let's pick a good one. Okay, so this one. So I have 6% critical chance. Clearly this will up my damage based on crits, and it'll affect this number of DPS. But you'll notice at my headshot I have 1050 physical damage, it shows right there. If I take this off, I will still have 1050 physical damage, because it doesn't change anything, okay? But if I were to pick something else, such as maybe these shoulder pads, which has a flat 44 damage per second, you can notice on there, if I take that off, and I see what my headshot does, it's 927. So basically flat damage is what affects your skills. That means technically you would want a slower bow to do more damage on your skills. And you'll notice this as well. This Ballista of Bogart does minus 66 damage per second. So if I were to switch this out, you would normally think that it would take off quite a bit from this headshot. But if I do switch out my bow, you'll notice it only moves it by 14 damage based on the headshot. And like the other skills, you know, this I think was 1 damage. The reasoning behind that is because a lot of this bow's damage doesn't come from plus damage per second. I'm trying to get this right. So this bow has higher physical damage, base physical damage, because it's a slower bow. It doesn't have as much plus per damage per second. This one, however, has a lot more plus damage per second, and it has, you know, the stats to go along with it. That's why it's a bigger flat damage per second, as you're just like straight up attacking with it. But it doesn't affect the skills as much. That was probably super confusing, and I didn't explain it well at all. But basically, you want to just check your skills as you're playing around with your bows and stuff like that. And also, it's a little bit of personal preference, whereas this bow says that it attacks pretty quickly. It does, you know, 0.5 attacks per second or whatever, or 0.5 seconds per attack. The way that this bow actually performs is a little bit different from that. It's kind of misleading, whereas it fires off 2 shots really quickly, and then it takes a second to reload. And that second to reload gives you a lot of time to kite. A lot of with bows is like, this bow is slow. I can shoot 1 bolt and then kind of cancel that animation a little bit and kite a little bit, and then throw another bolt when it's ready. And you can get used to that sort of timing. So I guess the bow is just kind of a feel thing, and also check to see how it affects your skills. That's what I say when you get a bow upgrade. Because generally, if I find a bow that has higher DPS, I usually use it. The only one that I really dislike is the one that arcs. It kind of does like a split shot, just as its regular attack. It arcs in 3. I really don't like that bow, because if you're far away from the creature, which most archers will try to stay away from the creature, it doesn't do nearly as much damage with its auto attack. There's other things that go into it, like mana regeneration's a little bit different on bows and stuff like that. Or like based on the hits, I guess. Like this Ballista, it goes through 3 creatures. Each one of those 3 will give a little bit of mana back. This one hits twice. Each one of those shots gives a little bit of mana back. So I guess that's a little bit on bows. So now we'll just jump into this guy. He's got 20,000 gold, 6,000 life force, and we'll start the video here. Alright. So let's see. He's got this sort of thing, but he's giving me a lot of vision, I can already see. I'm just gonna kind of throw down a volley and then back around the corner. And that's just because he gave me way too much vision. I was able to do that, and I'll just heal up. And we'll be good to go. Alright, so Defendatron guarding a Cyclops. I'm not really super scared of this. He does have the Cyclops kind of on the attack. What do you call this? Fists of Fury or whatever. But I don't really like Fists of Fury Cyclops all that much. I think Pete Poundmore is, you know, really good at that, but I think Cyclops are better for their crowd control sort of thing. Alright, so Pete Poundmore, I personally have stopped using Pete Poundmore because archers are able to almost one-shot headshot him. Alright, so I should have delayed that a second. Let's see if I get... Okay, so I still had one round of volley, which actually killed everything. So, I mean, I don't like these sorts of setups, to me personally. I shouldn't be talking about this as a defender. I'm forgetting that this is an attack guide. So basically, we're looking at vision, right? I can see everything. I want to target down the Dr. Skull because he's giving me vision. And then I'll throw down a volley just to get rid of the archer as I'm fighting the Cyclops. And I finished off the Cyclops with auto attacks instead of headshot because I wanted to regain mana because I used the volley on the archer. It's just like mana conservation. Alright, so I'll try to get in between these. And again, you can see through the wall, I can see that it's a Scaremaster pull. I'll throw down a volley, and I'll just kind of pull back, and everything will die. That's fine. Not a big deal. Took a little bit of damage there, but a couple health globes, and I'm almost back to full. Alright, so what's this? A couple archers. I want to kill those off with a volley. And then I just kind of want to stand here and kill these guys, because they won't do all that much damage at all, if they ever hit me. I mean, he didn't even hit me once, so yeah. I don't really like Smelly Warriors on that specialization. I don't really like them in general, but, you know. Again, this is why I kind of don't use Pete Poundmore, as archers can just do that. I let him hit me once, but I could have kited back so he never hit me at all. And I'm full health again. Alright, looks like maybe another Robo-Shieldatron. Drop down a, what do you call it, Caltrops there, so that he got 50% less armor. So that I almost, like, I took down half his health in one headshot. I didn't necessarily need it to survive or anything, but that might hurt. Alright, so those archers did a little bit of damage. And no health globes. One up here. So this guy's vision, I mean, I don't really understand why some level 24s still don't know how to build castles all that well. Like, there's certain aspects that I would assume, but vision is one of the more basic ones that is in almost any RPG. Like, whether you do it or not, if you've played a lot of RPGs, you're going to, like, try to kite things down under so that you can see them on the top side. People that play, like, Diablo and stuff like that, they all do it. Even if you don't notice it. I mean, maybe you don't, but a lot of people just do it intuitively. So I guess they don't understand why they do it, so when they're actually trying to build the dungeons, they don't understand what really goes into it. So again, dropping the Cyclops, or dropping the Caltrops so I do extra damage to this Robo-Shieldatron. And I can even drop it to do extra damage to the Cyclops as well. And hopefully this isn't... yeah, it's going to be a 3 Scorpio boss room again. Everybody's got these days, especially the ones that are weaker at building castles. So I'm just going to get behind here for a second, probably drop Caltrops, and I'll see if I can get a volley off, and then see if I can get away. Alright, to the next corner, drop another Caltrops. I don't have any mana. This is the main problem with dealing with Scorpios, is you run out of mana because you can't auto-attack them. Alright, so one's dead. I want to try to get this castle done without using potions, but I'm not sure if it's going to be possible. No, I gotta use one. Alright, so I had to use one potion. It's kind of annoying. But yeah, I mean, just keep kiting back as archers and you can kill them eventually. The knights have a bit harder of a time. They kind of have to get all of them attacking so they don't get pulled all over the place. It's a little bit difficult. But yeah, I mean, this castle wasn't laid out all that well, so it was pretty easy. Get the loots, give them a little dance, and continue on to the next one. Alright, so for the next, we got this guy who's got almost 20,000, 15,000. Seems reasonable. Let's jump into it here. I'm already happy that this guy's dungeon's facing towards the south. A little less happy that I see a Scorpio just like standing right there. Okay, so he's gonna have the most ridiculous castle possible with just mass pinstrikes. This is kind of a new sort of exploit, I guess, since patch 16. For some reason they changed it so you always get knocked down by these guys, and I don't really know why they did that. If his castle continues like this, I'm gonna try to show you guys. Yeah, I'm gonna try to show you guys something that I have been trying to do with this. I've run into these before. What I'm gonna try to do is kite and capture a couple of these guys at once. And hopefully he'll have like a corner that I can go around up in here. If it continues straight, I guess I'm gonna have to stop here. But basically, if I can get a volley off, that would be great. These don't do all that much damage. They're just really annoying to deal with. So we kind of want to... I mean, they do enough damage where I'm gonna have to use potions, because this is kind of exploity. But we just want to drop volleys and kite backwards, kind of like we do against 3 Scorpio boss room. And the reason why this is way less scary to deal with is because the balls don't really do damage. It's the Scorpio's bites that do a lot of damage. So you kind of aren't really at risk of just straight up dying. So I mean, this is obviously not the best castle for me to show you how to attack with an archer, because I'm going to be doing this, and hopefully I'll make it through, but we'll see. Alright, so I mean, I'm just killing them slowly. And as you can see, when I was cutting up that way, I wasn't able to see them when they were launching their things, but now that they're on the top side here, I'll be able to see them a lot easier. And I can just continue probably now. There's a couple Scorpios left, but I'll just use headshots as they become available. Drop that so it'll kill off the hunger bots, or at least get them low enough so that I can finish them off with basic attacks. And I mean, you can see this isn't nearly as dangerous as some other things. It's 150 damage, but when they do bite you, it does do damage, so you kind of want to be a little careful with that. But I've heard some people complaining about this on the forums. This is kind of my way that I deal with it. Obviously, I use a lot of potions doing it, but I should be able to make it through, hopefully in time. Alright, so two Scorpios left. Let's just drop another volley, let them run through it, and just continue going towards the boss room. And of course there's going to be a 3 Scorpio boss room because, you know, that's just the type of person this guy is. Okay, drop another volley, run through it. A bone puppeteer, that one's weird. I don't know why he has a random bone puppeteer here. But it helped me regain mana, so I'm happy with it. I'll drop a Caltrops just to slow him down a little bit, although... this is the boss room, so I'm kind of waiting for a little while here. Alright, so I'm gonna end up getting the boss room here now. Yeah, this is fine. I think I should be able to win this in time. I have quite a bit of time left, you guys can see. Just by pulling the entire dungeon. It's just that starting to get a little bit of damage, so I have to be careful and kind of kite around with these mines the best I can, and start going up towards the top again. Which I dislike a little bit, but... eventually these will die to volleys. Hopefully before the time runs out. You know, I just need mana, really. And yeah, I mean, this wasn't a very interesting castle. But a lot of people are building castles like this recently. I mean, defending is so difficult that, you know, people are just resorting to mass exploitation. And we should be clearing up almost all of them now. Yep, they're all dead. Alright, so that's how you deal with that. You know, obviously if this guy threw in a couple units that were different from this, I wouldn't be able to kite the whole dungeon, but since he does this, for a knight, I have no idea what you're supposed to do. I'm guessing you can't do it, but I'm not 100% sure. But for an archer, this is the easiest way to deal with it, and I have plenty of time left. You know, I mean, I could just even taunt him a little bit before I go in, because why not? Alright, we'll continue. Get the loots, and I'll hopefully find the third dungeon not to be so exploitatious. We'll see. Alright, and lastly, this guy's only level 23, so one level under me, but he does have some stuff in his chests. If you guys have any questions about archers in general, you can ask them in the comments, and I will answer them in like the next video or something. Alright, still no mobs. There's a chicken. This obviously looks like some sort of a pull, but I mean, at the same time it kind of doesn't. I don't know, that's like right at the edge. I'm not sure if it went through the wall or not. Okay, obviously it did. And we have a Scorpio user again. Hopefully this isn't Scorpios every single mob group, because that would suck. Missed my dodge. There we go. He almost got me on that springboard trap. So, I mean, vision right here. The last one was pretty good because it kind of... I didn't expect him to have three of those in one group. 3 hunger bots. It's not really something you expect all that often, so it was pretty close to getting me. Although I'm not sure that this would have killed me. I mean, it didn't have that much damage in it. And that whole mob group was skippable, it looks like. So yeah, not the best. That guy's gonna block volleys. That's something good that I've seen a few people using. That's one good thing I could say about this. But again, like vision, that might hurt. Nope, not really. Alright. I can hear a hunger bot down over in here somewhere. Or a Scorpio, I guess. Alright, I'm gonna have to heal up. I just abuse this wall so that I can kill off the Scorpio. Might get hit by one hook. It's alright though. So this is a bit better for vision. I can't really see what's coming. I know that there is something coming because I saw the outline of it. I'm gonna pull 2 groups just for fun. Looks like I have 2 Scorpios back here. Not the biggest deal in the world. Maybe not. Looks like it might just only be 1. It's kind of weird that these days pulling 2 groups can actually be a strategy for archers. I mean, I realize I'm pretty overgeared. This is too much vision, obviously. Although it could have been a completely skippable group again. I don't want to get pulled onto that springboard trap. Alright. So let's see, was this skippable? Yep. Okay. yeah, like I said in my last video, pulling two groups kind of lets you have a little bit more time to deal with it. A little bit more time to deal with like any specific group. That actually hit me, but I dodged right before it hit me, so I like pulled out of the way, I guess. This is kind of an awkward spot for me to be in. See if I can get out of it. I don't want them to constantly be pulling me into that. Alright, and then I'll just kill him from here. You notice in that last one I kind of walked around the jelly trap so I could get better vision. It's just a technique. Alright, so we have another Scorpio. I don't know what's behind it, but I'm guessing some sort of support, so I'm going to throw down a dampener. And I dropped the Caltrops for the lowered defense again. Pretty much any time you get pulled by a Scorpio, you can drop Caltrops and do a little bit extra damage. Oh, and he missed. So I still got hit by that Scorpio like he wanted me to, but his springboard trap wasn't set up quite right. Alright, and then probably a 3 Scorpio boss room to finish it all off. Yep. They screwed up. I was trying to time them all out with that wall, but I didn't quite get it. I think I did kill off one of them though, so I don't mind nearly as much if I get pulled in. Alright, and then there's just one left. I'll use a potion. Alright, I'm all dead. So yeah, I mean 3 Scorpio boss rooms, I have really good gear, so for other people I feel sorry for you, because they're still difficult for me. But yeah, I hope this video helped out a little bit. If you guys have any questions about archers, please just ask them in the comments. I'll try to answer them in the comments and probably in the video as well, just in case other people have them. But with that, we're going to be done with this video. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and thank you for watching.